Hello, everyone. It's me, Aaron. Good morning, everyone. And hello. This is a reaction, another reaction. And if you see, I'm actually doing this in my room this time because I just think it's a little bit early. And also, I just want to get this out of the way, guys. So, if you don't know this, while I am done with high school and all that, it's just that I have like a kind of like an internship going on. So I just have like some days, Monday to Thursday. So that's what I'm doing stuff. I just kind of am, sort of getting some stuff in the way and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, I gotta say, I'm gonna watch another reaction now because I've already made a list of all the videos I've seen on my thing that I've needed to watch because I want to do some reactions to them tonight ones I haven't seen before. So we're gonna start, and I'm in the process of uploading one that I've just kind of been thinking about wanting to upload. Not it is kind of a little, so I just have to make sure on that. But I think it's actually gonna be fine. But anyways, first off, I want to say thank you guys for enjoying these reactions. It's crazy. My first reaction video to the Adam Sandler videos got like about like almost 200 views, which is crazy, guys. But anyways, I'm gonna watch this video right here, different type of video. But this is like the videos where like they have like celebrities come on and they like actually answer like people questions that people ask on them, and this one is on Bill Burr answering the web search questions. Now, while I've never like seen Bill Burr live, I do give a lot of credit to what he's done because he definitely seems like he's a comedian who's like sober out here. He just like doesn't even care. He's just like he's literally just like more caring about like the audience's humor, not much for for like no, because there was like a whole incident, if you remember that, back in like in the Grammy show where he was like, what are we like, were making jokes that were just not like to the because it was supposed to be like a nice night, and he kind of, it was like a pre-show that wasn't the actual Grammys, and it was hilarious. I'm sorry, it was so hysterical. But yeah, Bill Burr's also from me again. He's from my home state. I'm not hometown, home state. But he's yeah. So I also consider him a very local legend in my area. But anyways, it's a video showing Bill Burr answering the most search questions, and that's. I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't probably do some of that. I'll just next time I have to prepare that. But anyways, let's start.
I'm Bill Burr, and this is the Wired Autocomplete interview. You know, one of my favorite things when they say, he has offbeat good looks. That means if you weren't famous, you'd be ugly. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, what is Bill Burr's best special? This is like saying, which child do you like the most? Sophie's Choice. I loved Paper Tiger because I was in England, and I loved the challenge of that. And I loved Red Rocks because it wasn't even what I did, it was the crowd. And what I loved was how it was mic'd. You could hear the crowd. And if you can get through my jokes on the special, just listen to the audience. I would just say every once in a while I would say something really random and stupid, and people would laugh at the ridiculousness of it. But you always hear like one guy just go like, "Yeah, it wasn't a joke." It's just like, "Yeah, that's what I think that too. That makes sense to me." What episodes Bill Burr Breaking Bad? I did the car wash one first, then I did the one with Lavelle Crawford, where the guy drops the oranges and bangs his head. And I got to be in Saul Goodman's office, which was crazy because I was such a
That's also crazy. I didn't. He was in Breaking Bad.
an insane fan of that show. I probably got in, I think, 2-3 seasons in, and I remember going in to Saul Goodman's office where he had the Injustice for All, whatever he had. We the People of the Constitution thing above his desk. I felt like I got sucked into my TV. It was incredible. I did the train robbery, and I got to drive that big dump truck. I remember the stunt guy was like nervous, going like, "Well, you don't know what you're doing." I go, "Well, I'm only going half a mile an hour. I just let the clutch out and give it gas." I was young. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know if I answered your question. I mean, I'm sure it's on IMDb. Like, am I your secretary? What made Bill Burr famous? What made Bill Burr famous? What made me famous? 30 years on the road, 7 specials. I mean, I was definitely a ham and egger. I was not, so you can see, blessed in the looks department. You know what's funny? I did a movie one time, and we were shooting outside, and on like 3 different occasions on that shoot, someone would drive by and be like, "Hey, Bill Burr, go fuck yourself." And I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?" What helicopter does Bill Burr fly? Like most people who learn to fly helicopters, I started off with Robinsons, and then I wanted to move up, and I was just like, these things are expensive as hell. And fortunately, there's this company called Cabri that makes the gimbal Cabri G2 for all you non-helicopter pilots. It's a 3-bladed system. It's a baby A-Star, which is what the police and news people fly. I've rented them and stuff like that, the bigger ones. And I just fly like a little 2-seater. So it's funny, whenever I fly a bigger one, I'm always paranoid that the door's open because I'm used to the door touching me as I'm sitting there. What is Bill Burr like in real life? I am an inquisitive person. I try to stay just ahead of my depression. And if I'm learning something new, it's exciting, it's challenging, it's embarrassing because I'm making mistakes, but I don't have to listen to the demons. It shuts them up. Okay, they start talking around 11:15, 11:16 every night. Here we go. Did you get paid as like a hand model like back in the day? When is Bill Burr going to shut up? No. When is Bill Burr going on tour? Great question. I just started up my umpteenth thousandth tour this year, and this is my favorite hour and a half that I've been doing on stage. I'm getting ready to do a special. It's an unbelievable amount of fun to be on the road right now because there's so much serious stuff going on. People need to laugh and they need something silly. Actually, if there's any comedians watching, if you're feeling the gloom that most of us feel, go on stage and just try to be a little silly. It actually makes you lighter. I can't explain it. When did Bill Burr move to LA? I moved here with my lovely wife in September 2007, and 2 weeks later I bought a Prius. I just went all in. When did Bill Burr start comedy? I started comedy in March of 1992, 32 years ago. I started at Nick's Comedy Stop. I started in Boston. I've always believed that I have lived a charmed life because what are the odds that I wanted to be a stand-up comedian and I was living in Boston, the greatest stand-up comedy scene in the country, I feel, and it just had absolute murderer's row of headlining comics there that you could learn from. Kevin Knox, Frank Santarelli, Steve Sweeney, Don Gavin, Tony V, Bob Seibel, Rich Sicer, all of these guys. They all had their different own styles. Kenny Rogerson, Mike Donovan. One of the best things about starting off in Boston was you knew what killing was. Where I went down to this tri-state area and I saw some of those city comics and people like that. Oh, dude, I slayed, I killed. And I remember thinking, like, I mean, you had a good set. I wouldn't say you killed. You weren't Noxie Tuesday night at Nick's Comedy Stop killing. All right, here we go. How did Bill Burr end up on The Mandalorian? I ended up on The Mandalorian.
He was on The Mandalorian too. What? That's so insane. And not know any of this stuff.
Who listened to my podcast, used to always hear me making fun of Star Wars, and thought it was funny. Ended up meeting him at a mutual friend's birthday party. He goes, there's a part in there that we're writing right now, and we think you would be good for it. And I was like, John, I got to be honest with you. I always kind of make fun of Star Wars. Not in a malicious way. It's just I just see people really enjoying something, and I just know, well, that's an easy hit. If I make fun of it, I can really just watch them get upset, and, it fills up my day for whatever reason. He goes, no. He goes, I know. I've heard it. I think it's hilarious. I think your fans would think it was funny if you were on this show. By then, my better half, Nia, was kicking me under the table. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. So I get down there, and the first scene I'm doing, I'm in a spaceship. And I'm the only guy that looks like a person. Everybody else has all this crazy makeup on. And I'm sitting in there, and I literally feel like I'm in the Muppets Take Manhattan. So we're going to rehearse the scene, and I'm trying not to laugh. The actors were so amazing, that all went away. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get my ass kicked in this. And I was totally locked in, and I ended up having a great time. John showed me a trailer of the first season of The Mandalorian. My jaw was on the ground because it was like a spaghetti western. It would look like Clint Eastwood was doing Star Wars, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I almost stuck my foot in my mouth and didn't get in this. And it's one of my favorite things I've ever done in my career, and I will say Star Wars fans are cool as hell. Okay, there we go. Get a little defensive. Is Bill going to wrap this up? Is Bill ever going to get a hair system? Is Bill ever going to admit that it's not us, it's him? Is Bill Burr a Patriots fan? Yes, absolutely. All the way back to Jim Plunkett. I love the Patriots, whether they're good or bad. Guys, for those and I actually really enjoy how much fans are giving me a rough time right now because the Patriots aren't good. Because all I hear is we're so relieved that you're not kicking our ass anymore. Is Bill Burr a drummer? That's debatable. I play drums. I always say I'm a guitar-centered drummer. I'm a dad drummer. You know what I mean? If you need like a cover, I can do a decent cover. I could be in a wedding band. But an actual drummer, like, somebody comes in with a riff, you have to come up with the drum part that fits that and not only complements it, hopefully elevates it. That's a musician. Is Bill Burr in Reservation Dogs? Yes, I am. I play Coach Bobson. They actually asked me to come back a second time, but unfortunately I was editing a movie I did called Old Dads, so I didn't get to do it, and it kills me because... That's
the movie you did on, like, Netflix. I heard about that.
They wrapped up that show. They were building something, and the people I worked with on that, Don't listen to these people that talk about Hollywood. There's a lot of great people in this business. All right. Is Bill Burr nice?
Kind of weird.
Am I nice? You would have to ask other people. I try to be nice. All right. Is Bill Burr political? I don't watch CNN. I don't watch Fox News. I don't pay attention to elections. However, I'm more interested on what corporations are doing and what they're getting away with and why people are allowing it and why, if you're running for office, if you start to say that that's what they're doing, they just tar and feather you. I like what's behind it is kind of what fascinates me. Does Bill Burr go to therapy? Yeah. I haven't in a while. I will say that the biggest change for me is I took mushrooms. What I love about that drug is it doesn't make you want to do more. It makes you want to deal with your life. Bill Burr, Bill Hader. Oh, to choose between the two? I mean, that's a no-brainer. You got to go Bill Hader all day. Bill Hader is arguably the greatest impressionist I've ever seen. I fucking love Bill Hader. And the fact that you would even have my name next to his, and the directing and the writing that he did on Barry, Bill Hader is like ridiculously underappreciated by all those foofy award shows. It's ridiculous. This guy's a monster talent. And I think it's time he gets his goddamn hardware. What do you think of that? Does Bill Burr start on time? Usually not, because we have to have yonder bags, and that's your guys' fault. Because you fucking assholes, every 5 seconds you gotta sit there and film, oh my god, what's my life right now? And then you edit it like CNN and Fox News to make me look as bad as possible to try to get me in trouble so you can get some more friends. I was here on time, right? I am on time, all right? I don't know how that yonder shit works.
Oh my god, guys, this isn't crazy.
F is for family. I wrote on it. I co-created the show with the great Mike Price. Michael was the captain of the ship. It was a big writer's room. There was 10 people in the room, including myself. And that's another question people have, is my dad like Frank? Frank was an amalgam of all of our dads.
I've never seen the show, so...
He was more me than anything. Bill Burr, Adam Sandler. This is about that movie, Leo. I am blown away by, first of all, how great the writing was on it, how cool Adam was to work with. I did get to get in the booth with him a couple of times.
Oh, this must have been recent then. Yeah, that movie came out recently too.
He's just the nicest guy. And he literally is that guy. Shows up, basketball shorts, big hoodie. What's going on? He's just awesome. I made him laugh a couple times, which was like the biggest thrill in my life. But the big thing about that movie that I love is the amount of kids of all ages and parents that have come up to me and said how much they related to it, which I really think is a testament to everyone that wrote. The writing on it was just next level. Bill Burr, next one. Best stand-up. I have ones that I like for a personal reason, and somebody brought this one up. I did this bit on some benefit. Steve Jobs has died, and I did a bit making fun of him. It was something about how they said he changed the world. It was basically making fun of how he took credit for everything. And it's not on any of my specials. It's not on any albums or CDs. And I remember doing it and knowing that it was only going to be there. Didn't save it for a special. And that it would be this cool thing. And then I also loved it because it was a really rich crowd. They were like auctioning off guitars and people paying like 6 figures for them. So I felt like their reaction, the way I was making fun of them, was like they actually knew the guy, which made it even more enjoyable to do the bit. Who is Bill Burr's opener? And when you go to see me live, I don't bring cupcakes on the road. I'm not looking for a career opener. Everybody that's opened for me has gone on to headline and crush it. Paul Verzi, who just shot a special. He used to open for me. He hasn't opened for me now in like 6 years. We still work a couple of times a year together. Joe Bartnick's another guy that moved on. Joey B. And right now I've been working with Dean Del Rey, Bianca Cristoval, and Nate Craig. There's an energy you put out as a comedian when you're doing new stuff. There's an excitement. You're present and all of that. And it's contagious. And when I watch them trying out new stuff, I don't want to be the dud, on the show. I want to do something too. So I think it's really important to bring somebody that you believe can make it. All right, Bill Burr. Let's see here. Bill Burr, Elvis. He was the first, I feel like, post-television superstar and had to deal with a level of fame where there was no roadmap. He's the original behind the music. And if you look, he made every fucking mistake. Surrounded himself with yes men, did drugs, married a 16-year-old. He just did everything. I don't want to get into this too much, but you know what I mean. Died alone on a toilet. Bill Burr. Fenway. That was something that was so big. I think I only recently...
He did do Fenway Park like a few years
I'll never forget just being on stage and seeing Fenway Park. Because we were out in center field. My family, we used to always sit out in right field. It was a great time. And to be able to come back all of those years later, to get that kind of love from my home city was incredible. And it's not something that I will ever forget. Those questions all seem like they were from fans.
Alright guys, thank you very much for this video. Bill Burr again, he's such a genius, man. He's really kind of speaking mostly truth, I feel like, in this video. But anyways, thank you all for this reaction. And I'll be back with some more soon. Anyways, bye.